The city that I grew up in, I always thought it was a paradox, being that in the shadows of, the United States Capitol, the White House, and the Washington Monument, that we could have this high concentration of poverty that was not aligned with, the American dream, the American story, American opportunity. So seeing those two worlds and navigating those two worlds daily, living in Anacostia, but being schooled in Potomac from grades 7th grade through 12th grade, I first of all became aware of that gap, but also developed a commitment to using the opportunity, the educational opportunity that I was granted, to do my part to try to close that gap. In January of last year to today, the majority of my days, I guess the most typical day as Shadow Representative was having a schedule of meetings with congressional offices on Capitol Hill, explaining to them, one, why D.C. deserved to have the same rights as whatever jurisdiction they represented, but also trying to encourage them to co-sponsor our statehood bills. For the first time, like I said, when I got involved in the movement in my first run, was putting statehood back on the agenda, and coming into my first term, we had statehood bills introduced in the Senate and in the House for the first time since 1993. So I viewed my role as building up the support for those bills, because like I said, our mistake in the previous era was not building the support for the proper legislative vehicles. So to me, I believe that this is a critical moment in the city's history, where we're either going to leverage this moment to change the trajectory of the district and really build a city that is world-class, a city that we can be proud of, and a city that works for everyone. And a city that works for everyone. And my vision is to, is a city that works for everyone. And what does that mean? A city that works for everyone is a city where everyone, no matter where they start, has the ability to achieve their full potential. I think that's the measurement of a city. You don't measure a city by the number of cranes that are up. You don't measure a city by how hot the retail market is. You don't measure a city by if Forbes magazine says we're the number 2 hippest city in America. You judge a city by whether your residents have opportunity, whether your residents have the ability to achieve their potential. And we're at a critical moment where this city is increasingly becoming a city where a story like mine, a story where you can start, in a single parent, 1-bedroom apartment, and, have the experiences that I've had. It's only because the city gives you those opportunities. If we can connect people to those opportunities, then my story can be a standard. My story can be a baseline.